this concept of options? Were you guys able to do any kind of a practice? Were you guys able to do any kind of practice? This concept of real options? Were you able to practice at all? Were you able to practice at all? Were you able to practice at all? Black scores, yes. Black scores, yes. Yvonne, black scores, yes. Were you able to practice? All right. So then I would want us to do, ladies and gentlemen, because it seems guys were not able to practice this totally, I would want us to do December 2023, question number 5B. December 2023, December 2023, question number 5B. For those of you who are using our revision kit, you should be able to move with speed and go to page number 142. Page number 142. And once you get it, can you kindly put your thumbs up like this? Put your thumbs up like this. We just do one on black scores. We do one on black scores. I can see Wilfrida, the greatest ninja, saying yes. Saying yes. So then we shall read this straight away. We are told here the current share price of Nonop Limited. This must be a Maasai name. Nonop Limited is shillings 7. So the current spot price. Current is the same as spot price. The additional information, the continuously compounded risk-free rate of interest is 8% per annum. The variance of the return of the share is 12% per annum. Using the Black Scholes option pricing model, estimate the value of a European call option. It doesn't matter whether it's European or American. So long as it's a call option, they want me to give them what we call the VC. They want me to give them what we call the VC, and I shall not use the formula they have given me. I'll always use my formula. So they want us to use Black Scholes model to get the value of the call option. This is what I will do. I know Black Scholes, step number 1, give us D1. Give us D1. Step number 1, give us D1. So we must be remembering the formula of D1. And for us to get D1, our formula is LN. Then we have here PE plus risk-free rate of return, standard deviation squared over 2, multiplied by T, and then everything divided by standard deviation over root what here? Over root T. Do they still remember this formula? Do they still remember this formula, these ninjas? Oh, yes, they're saying yes. So please don't forget that this P stands for the spot price or the stock price. So is there someone who can tell me from that question, what is the spot price? What is the spot price? Is there anybody who can tell us what the spot price is? What is the spot price? I'm recording it on Facebook because, you know, Zoom has got like maximum it can take on the cloud. I can't record on this machine because this machine is an office's machine, unfortunately. So I don't want to record it. So I'm recording it on Facebook, and then I'll be able to do what you have to do, download and then put it in your LMS. All right. So Alex, they're giving me 7. But the spot price is 7. Have they given us the exercise price? Remember, it stands for exercise price, which is also the strike price, which is also the strike price. Are you able to see the exercise price, the strike price? Oh, yes, it is given. The exercise price is 6.6. Exercise price is 6.6. Ladies and gentlemen, we know that R is the risk-free rate of return. Have they given me the risk-free rate of return? Hey, you good students? Risk-free. So we have here 8%. 8% is the same as 0.08. Have they given me, ladies and gentlemen, the standard deviation? Have they given me the standard deviation, these ninjas? Standard deviation. Have they given me standard deviation? Lorraine, that is not standard deviation, but I like what you're telling me because out of variance, I will easily get the standard. Is there somebody who knows the relationship between standard deviation and variance? Is there somebody who knows the relationship between standard deviation and the root variance? You guys are geniuses. You're even wasting time here. You guys are geniuses. We're even wasting time here. And standard deviation is the root of variance. So it will be the root of 12% is the same as 0.12. So here I would beg you give me 4 decimal places. I would beg you give me 4 decimal places. Naomi, 0.3464. So we have here 0.3464 like that. 0.3464 like that. 0.3464 like that. Now, gentlemen, from there, the only other metric that I need is a T. T is time in years. Are you able to see the time in years, ladies and gentlemen? Are you able to see the time in years here? Yeah, 3/12, isn't it? Because it is 3 months, so we divide by 12. So 3 divided by 12 gives me what figure? 3 divided by 12 gives me what figure? It gives me, ladies and gentlemen, 0.25. So this t gives me 0.25. Now, abracadabra, my great ninjas, let's come and substitute here. We should be able to get D1, which will be ln into P over E. So P over E. So it will be 7 over 6.6. Ladies and gentlemen, plus we have the risk-free rate. Risk-free rate is 0.08 plus the variance. You see, already we know the variance. Here there are two ways. It is either you go ahead and write 0.12 as the variance, or you take that 0.34. You can come and take this 0.34. You can come and take this 0.34, 0.3464, and then you square. You divide by 2. Outside here, we'll come and say times what here? Outside here, we'll come and say times t. And unfortunately, we know what our t is. Our t is 0.25. Then everything to be divided by the standard deviation that we happen to be knowing, which is 3464, times the root of time. Root of time is 0.02, 0.25, like that. So abracadabra, do we have our calculators? Do we have our calculators? Do we have our calculators? Abracadabra, do we have our calculators? So please do and give me the numerator. Please do and give me the numerator. I have my great calculator here. I have my great calculator here. So I will come and take, in this case here, the natural logarithm. I can see ln. So I will say ln here. And then, of course, it's coming with an open bracket there. So I'll come and say 7 divided by 6.6, I close. Then I will be able to come and say here plus, I'm simply following this, 0.08 plus 0.3464 squared divided by 2. I close. I'm not saying anything anywhere. I'm not saying anywhere divided by or equals. I mean, no, I'm simply following this. I'll say equals at the end of the day. So times 0.25. And in this case, of course, at my level, I don't care whether I'm going to get it correct or wrong. At my level, I mean, there are very few things that can really scare me. This can't scare me out of my skin. Even if I get it wrong in front of my daughters and my sons, will that really be something that will bother me? No. So the numerator, I'm getting 0.0938. Is there somebody who is getting this kind of a numerator? Or in this case, you have committed some ID10T error? I can see I'm correct. 0.0938. I can see I'm correct. From there, I'll be able to do the denominator independently. So I'll come and say 0.3464 times root of 0.25. Root of 0.25. So is there somebody who is able to get 0.1732? 0.1732. Is there somebody who is able to get 0.1732? Thank you very much, Alex Ogega, Hilda. You guys don't disappoint. So from there, ladies and gentlemen, I will be able to confidently give my examiner D1, because you can't do even nothing if you don't have D1 in black scores. Black scores is a D1 model. You must first of all give us a D1. So go ahead and give us D1 at first in many decimal places. In many decimal places, go ahead and give us the value of D1. So my D1 will be equal to 0.0938 divided by answer, which gives me 0.54, 0.54, 0.54, 16. Is there somebody who is getting something that is close to this? Remember, it could be 17, it could be even 18, so long as you're getting something that is close to this. So that is the first metric under black scores, ascertainment of D1. From then now, we shall be able to go ahead and get D2. Is there somebody now who has mastered the formula of getting D2? Is there somebody who has mastered the formula of getting D2? Anybody who has mastered the formula? It is about that primary diagonal, this one here. To get D2, my good students, this is what I normally do. I will come and take D1 minus standard deviation square root of what here? Square root of time. Anytime they want us to give them D2, we shall always take a D1 minus standard deviation square root of time. Fortunately, we have the value of D1. We have the value of D1, which is 0.5416, minus the standard deviation that I have here, which is 0.3464 times root of what here? Root of time, which is 0.25. So please, if you realized, I'm moving at some supersonic speed. Why do you think am I working with this supersonic speed? Why do you think am I using a very high speed? It's because basically this is a recap. We have done this in a class with you, and I'd sent some video to you. So I'm so sure this is an area where we are very, very what here, where we are very, very comfortable. Just like, for example, how you would get a very good footballer who is very comfortable in some position. I mean, this guy will be able to run like a madman and even go and score very, very easily. But nevertheless, I hope you guys are able to follow. Are you able to follow up to where I am? Are you able to follow? Are you able to follow? Aha. All right. All right. They're able to follow, and they're giving me an answer. Thank you, Doris. They're giving me an answer to call BA na maanisha namna gani Yvonne? Usitumie sana. Catching up very well. That is very good. That's very good. And I hope also the students who have just joined us for block release, they are also able to get something out of whatever that I'm doing here. I mean, what I'm thinking is that there is nobody who is somewhere looking at what is this kind of man doing here? I mean, like, this thing is very strange to me. We shall overcome. So 3684. So 0.3684. Now, ladies and gentlemen, after I do that, I know that the next step after getting D1 and D2 is the rounding off stage. Rounding off stage. So I'll be able to write there, rounding off. Rounding off. So now we are rounding off. We are rounding off. So we are rounding off here. We are rounding off. So in our rounding off, remember, we normally work with how many decimal places? 2 decimal places. So D1 rounded off to 2 decimal places will be 0.54. D2 rounded off to 2 decimal places will be 0.37. Abracadabra. If you round this to 2 decimal places, this is more than 5. So it will increase this to 7 there. So after that, ladies and gentlemen, we go to normalization. So after that, we go to normalization. Normalization ndio pale ambapo unachora ile ugali ya Mluya. Ile ugali ya msichana Mluya. You know, kila kabila, tulisema kila kabila kila kabila iko na strengths zake, weaknesses zake. So Mluya, for example, strength yake kubwa kabisa ni anajua kupika ugali which is symmetrical. Mukisi, our strength tuko na embarambamba. No embarambamba. Yeah. So in this case, ladies and gentlemen, here we are. Now we are going to what we call normalization. Normalization, we are getting in this case here the ND1 and ND2. So I was made to understand that the type of tables you have are cumulative. They have been written up there. They are cumulative. The type of tables that you have are cumulative in nature. If they are cumulative in nature, then you will not worry at all. You will simply go to your normal table and read here Z. Read Z. Like the first Z of D1 is 0.5 and then 4. The digit here 4. And then I will be able to read this L here. So if it's a cumulative table, you don't hassle a lot. So if it's a cumulative table, we don't hassle a lot. If it's a cumulative table, we don't hassle a lot. What figure are we getting here? Somebody should be able to answer Harriet there. Cumulative. Please get your normal table. Get your normal tables, all of us. See whether your normal table is written up there cumulative. If it's written cumulative, then I'm not going to hassle at all. If it's written cumulative, I'm not going to hassle at all. What figure are they able to see from their normal tables? Like Raphael Kalich is saying it is 0.70, 54. 0.7054. Is there somebody who doesn't have this normal table? Is there somebody who does not have this normal table? We assist them. Anybody who does not have this normal table? Thank you so much. There are many of them. Is there somebody who has this normal table on soft copy? Is there somebody who has a soft copy of this normal table and then you send it to our paid groups, WhatsApp groups there? You'll be able to help so many ninjas. You'll be able to help so many ninjas. Don't assume that you will be able to learn later. We must learn now. Those past papers of yours at the back, we have those tables there. So is there any good ninja like Paul? Good ninjas here. Good ninjas here. Like Mr. Morris. Mr. Morris will be able to get 2 presents from my class. He'll be able to get a certificate in AFM. And I can see he has gotten somebody in this class. There's a conversation I'm seeing somewhere there, which is very unfortunate. An accountant should not marry an accountant. That is the worst mistake you can do in your life. What's the mistake you can do? And if that happens, don't call me for any wedding. Because that is like a brother. Don't call me. But if you marry like a primary school teacher, like a nurse, call me. Call me. I'll be the chairman. I'll be the chairman. No, but first of all, as I'm cracking that great joke there, ladies and gentlemen, have you shared, is there somebody who has shared that table in our group? Is there somebody who has shared that table in our group? Is there somebody who has shared that table in our group? The table, is there somebody who has shared the table? The normal table. The normal table. The normal table in our group. The normal table in our group. Yes. So that normal table, Jane or Janet, what has it been written up there? Is there somebody who is able to see the word cumulative? And I'll also be able to know it's cumulative if the figures given there are more than 0.5. If the figures given there are more than 0.5, that's another way of knowing that they are what here? They are cumulative. They are cumulative. That's another way of knowing that they are cumulative. So you must know to work. You must know how to work. You must know how to work with both tables because you do not know which table they are going to give you. So if it's cumulative, you go to the Z column. The Z column, you'll be able to see 0.5, the first digit here for D1, the first digit here. After decimal, we have 0.5. And then the second decimal place, I'll be able to go 0 all the way up to 4, And then I'll be able to connect these two figures here. And then I'll be able to read the entry that is here. I'll be able to read the entry that is there. So is there somebody who is able to see 0.7054? 0.7054. Is there somebody who is able to see? It's very easy. First of all, do you have a normal table? It's a straightforward thing. We did this in a QA. Do you have a normal table? We start from there. Do you have a normal table? We start from there. It's a very straightforward thing. Do we have a normal table? Muzoni, do we have a normal table? Do you have it on your desk like this? Do you have it on your desk like this? Then if you have it, please you'll be able to see a column where they are saying calling Z. There's a column there where which they are calling Z. So when I want to read like when Z is 0.54, the D's are the Z's. When Z is 0.54, I will first of all take this out to 0.5 and locate it in this column. Locate it in this column. So in this column, I'm seeing 0.5. I should be able to see the 0.5 in that column. So first of all, Modoni, are you able to see the 0.5 in that column under Z? Are you able to see? It's a straightforward thing. You know, there are students, when they hear the word probability, when they hear these tables, they start, in this case here, even hating everything about a topic. No, these are straightforward thing, trust you me. Like it, and it will like you right back. So we are able to see 0.5 here, and this, of course, I'm not addressing Modoni alone. I know it's so many students who are fearing this. There's nothing to fear, nothing to fear. You look for 0.5, and then go to this 4. Second digit is always the title here. You'll be able to see 4 or 04 or 04. And then walk with this down, have this connection, read this number that you are seeing there. It is your total figure. It's your total figure. Umeiona sasa. Aya. So that is the first lot of students. They'll be able to read, in this case here, the total figure. Now, I'm first of all addressing the guys who have cumulative tables. How about guys who have cumulative tables with this normal variance 2? With this normal variance 2, is there somebody who is able to go there? Look now for Z. Z in this case here is 0.3, and then of course you're looking for 7 here. Give me the connector here, the connector there. What are we able to read? What are we able to read? All right, so we have 0.64, 43. 0.64, 43. These are two very, very important numbers. Very important numbers. Now, I would want you guys to do me a favor. Is there somebody who has the other table? Is there somebody who has this other table written there like standard? Who can share that table with us? Because we must understand, all of us, how to read the two tables. Because we do not know. We don't know which one the examiner will give us. Is there somebody who has that other table? The one where you have to add 0.5? The one where you have to add 0.5. Is there somebody who has that kind of a table to share with us, and then we look at it, all of us at the same time? At the same time? Yes, Kanana. So please, in this case here, Valerie has already shared. So then let's first of all, I can see still guys are raising questions regarding this because they don't have the cumulative tables. Let's first of all forget about this. We handle this standard table. They either write their standard table, or number two, they can draw a sketch to guide you. The one where they draw a sketch to guide you, they'll draw something like this. And then they shall shade the upper side. They shall shade this upper side like that. They shall shade the upper side like that. The evening students have not yet gotten. The evening students have not yet gotten that table. I can only continue after the evening students. Tell me now, Mwalimu, you can see this table you're talking about, the standard table. The one that you have now to add 0.5. All the figures are less than 0.5. The evening, at least I can see Wilfrida. Now we have it. Thank you so much. So in this case here, there is one table where they have only drawn in this case here and sketched. And in this case here, in this case, they have shaded this smaller section here. So then this one, when I'm getting ND1, I will talk of 0.5 plus the entry of 0.54, the entry of 0.54. So you can see in this case here, these guys, they haven't shaded this area. This area which has not been shaded is always a half, is symmetrical, is 0.5, is 0.5. So because they haven't shaded it, and I want the total, then I have to start counting from here. Now, please listen. What I will do, I will come and take then this 0.5 plus this entry of 0.54. I'm getting it from my Z table. I'm getting it from my Z table. So my Z table, I'll be able to walk around to this 0.5. And then, of course, 4, I will be able to pick here. And then I'll be able to read the middle thing there. I'll be able to read the middle thing there. So is there somebody who is able to read this number here? This number here. What are they able to read? 0.2054. 0.2054. So this is 0.2054. 0.2054. So remember the table we are working with currently is the one that is standard. This one here. This one here. 0.2050. Is it 51 or 54? 2051. 2051. Or I said it's 2051. 2051. Perhaps in this case, it's just a typo there because those figures are very, very small. Otherwise, the two tables should be able to give us the exact answer. The total figure should be the same. Should be a typo error. Should be a typing error. Typing error. So which one do you want us to work with? 54 or 51? Let's just agree here. Fortunately, we are adults here. We just agree. We just agree. So that must be a typo because even later on, I'll be able to teach you how to use the calculators to get these answers directly. I'll be able to teach you how we shall use the calculators to get these answers directly. So then this one will end up giving us 0.7054, which is the same as the other one. So ladies and gentlemen, then could you kindly go ahead and give me ND2? Kindly go ahead and give me ND2. Remember here, we are making use of what here? We are making use of what here? We are making use of the standard. The one that you must always start with the 0.5. So we start with the 0.5 plus entry, entry of what here plus entry of 0.37, entry of 0.37, entry of 0.37, yes, entry of 0.37, yeah, entry of 0.37. So is there someone who can read now this entry like a ninja, a white ninja? This one here, like a white ninja, like a white ninja. Anybody who can read this like a white ninja, or at night we'll have black ninjas, 1443. So then this one will give us 0.6443 like that. Now ask questions now. Feel free to ask questions. Feel free to ask questions now. One thing that I like now is that nobody's fearing that table. Even if you're not getting it correct, at least now things are under control. Things are under control. Things are under control. So I should be able to know when I'm going to add 0.5, and I always tell my students in a very easy way. When you see figures given on inside that table are less than 0.5, we have in this case here 0.49, we have 0.2. You know the other one of cumulative, you can't get figures which are less than 0.5. You'll get figures going up to 0.9, blah, 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 blah. All right. So, ladies and gentlemen, here, whenever you see, it's supposed to be cumulative total. Cumulative total. And this is something that we shall really repeat and talk about until everybody understands. Until everybody understands. All right. So then I'm seeing a good question here. So what is the difference between those tables? Good question. Good question. You see, do you have the two tables, Modoni? Do you have the two tables? Do you have the two tables? Do you have the two tables? I'm going to repeat this, but first of all, I have to be sure whether you have both tables. Whether you have both tables. All right. All right. So we have both tables, right? We have both tables. Let's now make reference to the cumulative one. You see the cumulative one, already they have taken part of, they have taken care of that 0.5 concept. They have taken care of the 0.5 concept. So if it is in the cumulative table, then to get ND1, I will not say 0.5 plus. Because whatever answer I read there is final. So for example, we have ND1, where in this case here we have D1 of 0.54. So then I will go to my table. I'll be able to pick this set, which is 0.5, and I want this to go up to 4. So then come and read the intersection here from the cumulative table. Read the intersection there. Read the intersection there. Read the intersection there. Is there somebody who is able to give me this answer? Is there somebody who is able to give me this answer? No, Mudon, you are reading a wrong one. That's not the cumulative. That's why I started by asking you, do you have both tables? Do you have both tables? There's one written there, cumulative. One that has got big points there. One that has got big points there. Like the one that is in November 2018. November 2018. So in this case, you are seeing we are getting here 0.7054. 0.7054. So if you try adding 0.5 to this number, what will you get? You will get a number that is more than 1. You will get 1 point something. And you see, this is a probability. Probability can never be more than 1. If I try adding 0.5 here, I'll end up getting a number that is more than 1. Then I will be in problems. All right. So already when you see like the number you've gotten here is more than 0.5, these guys already, they have been able to accumulate for you. You see, ideally, the standard format, these guys, they will only shade this area, the upper area. All right. So because they have shaded the upper area, and I know that my black spots, I know my black spots are supposed to start from, I'm supposed to have the entire shaded. You see, this side is 0.5. And then this other side is the one that's supposed to be 0.2051. That's why you have to add to get the total shaded area. But in this cumulative table, the examiner will always, whatever answer you get, will be always cumulative, will always be cumulative. And again, when I picture this out, that if I were to add 0.5 to this, I will go beyond 1. There's no probability which exceeds 1. Okay, so does it make now some sense? Does it make some sense now? Does it make some sense now? Does it make some sense now? All right, and again, we'll keep on talking about this severally because we have a whole subtopic talking about this ND1 and D2 ahead of us, and the real options shall be able to encounter this. Now, ladies and gentlemen, I've been able to get this ND1 and ND2. After I get ND1 and ND2, then I should be able to get the Vice Chancellor. We call it, I like calling it Vice Chancellor, but it is value of a call option. So the last step is value of a call option, VC. This is value of a call option, VC. How do I get VC? To get VC, ladies and gentlemen, Vice Chancellor, I call him Vice Chancellor. And that reminds me, in those very days of primary school, like the subject that I really loved most is not mathematics, it's not physics. The paper that I loved most, and I've shared this with you severally, was physical education. So anytime we talk about value of a call option, I'll always remember my most memorable subject, which was PE. And remember, these are not like certain, they are probabilistic. So I must attach probabilistic metrics. So I must come and attach here ND1. I must come here and attach ND2. And then I must come here and discount this because this is futuristic. I have to discount it using e raised to what here? Using e raised to RT. Using e raised to RT. So have you guys been able to write this formula? Very important formula. So now what I do not have, ladies and gentlemen, what I don't have basically is the e raised to RT. That is the only thing I don't have. That is the only thing I don't have. E raised to RT. E raised to RT is what I do not have. But first of all, before I show you how to get this, let's look at this Euler's constant. We call it Euler's constant. I would want someone to give me e raised to power 3 from your calculators. From your calculators, what is e raised to power 3? From your calculators, what is e raised to power 3? Is there somebody who is able to give me this value? E raised to power 3. Great ninjas don't fear even getting syntax errors. They get everything. Everything is ours. We celebrate. We celebrate. It's a journey, you know. It's a journey, you know. Somebody saying volume. Is there a problem with volume rate? Are you guys able to hear me? Am I audible enough? Am I audible enough? Am I audible enough? Yeah, loud and clear. So that ninja should be able to get out and then comes back. So is there somebody who has gotten an error here? Be very honest with me. When you're trying to evaluate this E, is there somebody who has gotten an error? Is there somebody who has gotten an error by bad luck? Yeah, accountant T2, yes. Cecilia, yes. Do you know why you got an error? In your calculator, you are supposed to go to some button there called in. They call it in, but it's supposed to be ln. So on this particular button, when you look here, you'll be able to see e raised to x. Around logarithms there, have you been able to see the in button? Have you been able to see the in button? Join the retro. Have you been able to see the in button? Then on top of it, are you able to see this great color of mine that I love? The yellow color. I love yellow so much. Trust me. And I even showed you this yesterday. I love yellow. I love yellow. This yellow, I love yellow. Can you even see this? I love yellow. So are you able to see e raised to x? Written there in yellow. Are you able to see e raised to x written in yellow? Yes. All right. So then what does that mean? If it is yellow, ladies and gentlemen, then what we shall do is simply come there, and then that e raised to x, which is in yellow, has already been raised. Don't raise again. If you try raising again, you'll get all the errors in this world. So in this case, you come and say there E3, E3. It's like you're just writing 3 by the side. Don't raise. And then you say equals. Is there somebody who is able now to get that 20? Don't use the second function there. That will be, of course, second function already you have used it to get this. Once the E comes on the screen, then just place a 3 there. Don't raise again. So now I want to believe that all guys who are getting errors, now they're able to get 20 point something. Now they're able to get 20 point something. Frederick is saying 8, which I really doubt. It cannot be 8.
20.08.
It is 20.08, yes. I also have my daughter here who is following this. She's in Form 1. Yeah. 20.09, 20.08.
20.085.
I'm being told it's 20.0856, isn't it? Freddy anadoze. Huyu anapata 1 point something sema kweli, huyu umemweza. Hiyo umemweza kabisa. Hiyo ndio. It's only that I can't say that. So, ukimpiga namna hiyo kama ninja mwenzake. Hebu Fred, hebu angalia. Wewe bora umeona hiyo in, mali in iko. So when you want to get e raised to x, you should be able to raise here. Not raise, but you should be able to say shift, and then you say this. Then e will come honestly on the screen. When e comes on the screen, you should be able, don't raise again, because already it's raised. So simply say E3 there. You'll be able to get 20 there. Then write 3. Mudhoni, then now you are a good teacher now. I got it, Frederick. So Frederick, next time, as your fellow ninjas are saying here, never sleep in class. Never sleep in class. Of course, that is a joke. Now, ladies and gentlemen, please look at this. Then I would want us to evaluate this e raised to RT separately. So are you able to see the value of R? Do we have the risk-free rate of return? Do we have the risk-free rate of return? Do we have 0.08. Thank you very much. So this is 0.08. Do we have the time? 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 0.25. Thank you very much. 0.25. Then are you able to give me this answer now? So E raised to that times that. Abracadabra. What do we have there? According to Wilfrida, 1.02. Naomi has also been able to confirm here. We have 1.0202 like that. 1.0202. Nanyi mnapenda masomo. Now we are 119 students who are online. 118 actually now. 118 guys who are really struggling to understand this thing. Now let me ask a very sincere question. Is there somebody who is not getting this answer? Now because of your maturity level, maturity, don't fear. We say things as they are and then we correct here. Is there somebody who is not getting this answer? Imagine. Yes. So why are you not getting it? It's because you have not followed body mass. Remember, body mass would want you to multiply, or it would want you to use brackets. So please write E comes there, and then you say in brackets 0.08 times 0.25, you close brackets like that. Don't raise. Don't raise. Then you'll be able to get that answer. You'll be able to get that answer. So these guys who are saying, imagine, yes, I'm not getting, have they tried using brackets and now they can confirm to the ninjas here that now we are okay? Now they can confirm to the ninjas that you are okay now. Now they can confirm to the ninjas that you are okay. How do I write E? How do I write E? Yvonne, have you gotten the answer? Have you gotten the answer, Yvonne? Have you gotten this answer, Yvonne? Yvonne, have you gotten that 1.0 something, Yvonne? Yvonne? No. So are you able to see E on your calculator? It is on top of ln. It is on top of ln. If you look at ln near the logarithms, you'll be able to see E there. So it requires you to shift. It requires you to shift. It requires you to shift. That tells me that I sent you some videos that you never watch. I send you videos that you don't watch. You don't know me. Whatever, if I suspect anything, I'll always hide it inside a video. You must always watch videos that I send to you guys during these revision periods. Try as much as possible. So Yvonne, are you able now to see where E is? Are you able to see where E is? If I shift, already if you say shift, in this case here, this, the E, when the E comes there, it's already raised. So simply go ahead and put here 0.08 times 0.25, don't raise, and then close the brackets. Tell us whether you're getting this answer. Tell us whether you're getting this answer. I know Yvonne is always above average. I normally call her the queen of CPA. The queen of CPA. So I'm so sure, Yvonne, you should be able to get this answer. If you're not able to get, then you will be able to make reference to this video later. Yeah, press shift. Got it finally, Sylvia, got it. All right. So then let's come and get this value of the call. Let's come and get this value of the call, my friends. Let's get this value of the call, my friends. So in this case here, the P, please remind me, what was the spot? Was it 7? Was it 7, the spot price? Please, the spot price. All right. Are you able to see in this case here, ND1? ND1 was point something, I've forgotten it. ND1, the normal. The normal. Wilfrida tulimpeleka wapi? 70.54. Other means morning. 70.54. Minus, what is the excess price? I can remember it was 6.6. Are you able to see the ND2? Are you able to see the ND2? ND2, 64.43. 64.43. 64.43 divided by this E thing, which is 1.0202. Again, go ahead and give me the final answer now. Using your great calculator, your great calculator like mine, your great calculator like mine, you'll go ahead and say 7 times 0.70, 54, minus 6.6 times 0.6443 divided by 1.0202 like that, which then will end up giving me 0. What here, somebody? 76.96. 76.96. So value of the call option is 0.7696. You double underline, and then you write there, hooray. Or if you're saved, you write there, hallelujah. What is the importance of the exponential given in the question? You know, they will give you those figures. At the end of the day, we shall be able to get the same what-year answers. Let's always use our structure. They'll give you even some funny formulas that you can't even apply nowhere. Let's always use our structure, and there is no examiner who will penalize you, who will penalize you, who will penalize you. I've not put bracket when calculating. Where would you want us to put bracket, Sylvia? Sylvia, like now here or where? Because I was able to put there. I don't need the here. I can just do direct. Even if you put brackets, then you will be able to get what year. You will be able to get the same answers. In the VC, which bracket? Where do you want us to put the bracket? I don't see any place where we normally put brackets. Or like this. Would you want us to put brackets like that? Still amount the same thing. Still amount the same thing. So long as you have your formula, if you understand your formula very well, always, regardless of the area, regardless of the question, always work with your formula, because the examiner's formula will confuse you, and yet we will always give you correct, so long as you have your right methodology down. Now, ladies and gentlemen, can I go to something different? 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 Yes. So then I'll be able to come here and lift the game a little bit higher by, ladies and gentlemen, in this case here, taking you to this ACCA book. This ACCA book is wonderful. The one that I sent in the group. Everybody has it. Everybody has it. This ACCA book. So if I come here and search for, in this case here, I search for what here? I search for options. If I come here and search for options, black scores. If I come here and search for these black scores, they are here. I love these black scores. So you'll have to write the page number there, because I would want us to extend this a little bit. I would want us to extend this a little bit and look at how to value the put option. Like now this question here. Write the page number there. It's page number 62. Write ACCA book, page number 62. Page number 62. ACCA book, page number 62. ACCA book, page number 62. ACCA book, page number 62. Page number 62. Example number 3. Example number 3. So this example number 3 is so important to me, because you can see here, A, they want me to give them the value of a call option, and then B, to give them the value of a put option. So then we have to be very serious. We have to be very serious. So we shall read here. The current share price is $2.9. Excess price is 2.6 in 6 months' time. Risk-free rate of interest is 6% per annum. The standard deviation of a rate of return is 40%. What is the value of a call option? Is there somebody who is confident that if I give them 5 minutes, they'll be able to give me this VC within 5 minutes correctly? Is there somebody who is that confident? Because we have all the parameters there. We have all the parameters here. We have all the parameters here. Is there anybody who is that confident that Mwalimu, if you give us this only 5 minutes, then Mwalimu will tie this, or we shall be able to bell the cat. We shall be able to bell the cat. We shall be able to put this bell on the cat. It's very hard to put a bell around the neck of a cat. You must be a genius. You must be a genius. You must be a genius to do that. You must be a genius to do that. You must be a genius to do that. All right. They're not answering me. Is there somebody who thinks they can do this very well? Is there somebody who thinks they can do this very well? All right. So please, you have the question. So I'm giving you those 5 minutes. Let's see how far you will be able to go about this. Remember, it's about black scores. It's about D1. It's about D2. It's about VC. It's about VC. It's about VC. It's about D1. It's about D2. It's about VC. It's about VC. So let's see what you guys are getting for your D1. Is there somebody who could be having a D1 figure? Is there somebody who could be having a D1 figure? D1 figure, let me just try to open these answers. So according to C2, D1 is supposed to be 69.55, 63.36. Alex Ogega, yours is quite far. 7 is quite far. 7 is quite far, but I really appreciate that speed is phenomenal. Good. It's unprecedented. So then let Mwalimu do it pretty fast as well. So we know that D1 equals Ln P over E plus risk-free plus the standard deviation squared multiplied by T all over standard deviation root T like that. So they have given, these fellas have given us the spot rate. So I'll talk about natural logarithm. So natural logarithm, we have our P. What is our P, ladies and gentlemen? It is 2.9. It is 2.9 divided by our E. Our E excess price, ladies and gentlemen, is 2.6, is 2.6. Then we go straight away to the risk-free. The risk-free rate is 6%. So this is 0.06 plus standard deviation. Standard deviation, I've not yet looked for standard deviation. It's given there. The standard deviation is 0.4. The standard deviation is 0.4. But remember, the formula needs you to square. The formula needs you to square this. Standard deviation squared all over, in this case here, 2 times the time. The time given there is time in what year? Is time in months, 6 months to be precise. So 6 months divided by 6 months, in this case here, divided by 12. So 6 months divided by 12, this gives me 0. What year? This gives me 0.5, like that. Divide this by the standard deviation again, which is 0.4. Square root of time. Square root of time is 0.5. So is there anybody who was able to at least write this thing very well up to there? And I think the one correctly is 0.6336. 6336. So you go slowly, get the numerator. You get the denominator by the side, and then you divide. So up to here, as we fight, all of us, are we together really up to here? Are we up to here? Are we able to follow now? All of us must have gotten this correctly. Thank you so much. So I can't see any serious question there. Then, ladies and gentlemen, I would expect you guys now to go ahead like Wilfrida and give us D2. Give us D2. Give us D2. How do we get D2? How do we get D2? Yvonne, I can't see you. How do we get D2? How do we get D2? To get D2, this is the formula. It is D1 minus standard deviation root T. So D1, we have D1, which is 0.636 like that. Standard deviation is 0.4, square root of time, which is 0.5, which then will end up giving us what figure? According to Lorraine, we are getting 0.3508 or 09. Doesn't matter. Then we get more answers from others. Ken is saying, Mwalimu, it is 0.3508, 0.3508. From there, we go to the next step. The next step is about what here? The next step is about rounding off. The next step is about rounding off. Pardon, Mwalimu, ni. Then you're Silas. Have you just joined? Or in natural logarithm or Napier, call it natural logarithm. Natural logarithm, okay. It's called natural logarithm. I don't have to even know what it stands for. No. The most important thing is for us to know that it is available in the calculator. On the calculator there, you will be able to see it. They call it in near logarithm. Silas, are you able to see in near logarithm? Near logarithm? Are you able to see it? Silas, are you able to see it? So then you punch there that in, and then you say here into bracket 2.9 divided by 2.6, you close, plus 0.06, because there must be bracket, plus 0.4 squared over 2, you close, you say times 0.5. Answer yako unaandika kando. Ukiandika kando, unafanya 0.4 times root of 0.5. Answer yako unaandika kando, alafu divide, and I would really be happy to get confirmation from Silas that he is able to get this 0.6336. All right, already these ninjas have even gone ahead in this case here to normalize things. Silas has gotten it. Thank you very much. All right. Now, as a gentleman from there, I'll be able to march forward like a crazy ninja, an aggressive ninja. So this aggressive ninja will be able to move with speed and ascertain, will be able to move with speed and ascertain the rounded values. Rounded values, that's a stage by itself. So we have here rounded values, rounding off. So rounding off, we have D1, 2 decimal places, remember. 2 decimal places, remember. So D1 is 0.35. Then we have D2 being 0.6, what here? 0.63. From there, we go to normalization. Now we want to normalize things. Normalization. So here is where we get ND1. Here is where we get ND2. I would really love to have these answers from you. According to Ken, D1, you have interchanged. What do you mean? Oh, yes, I've interchanged, yes. I have interchanged. Thank you very much. That one was supposed to be D1, 0.63. This is 0.35. Thank you very much for that. And then now from there, we go to the normalization. We go to normalization. So according to Sam, ND1 is 73.57. ND1 is 73.57. And then ND2. And then ND2, 63.38. 63.68. 63.68. So let's be very honest amongst ourselves. Are all ninjas able to get these ND1s and ND2s? 63.68, Celine? Correct. Now then after that, we should be able to get value of a call option. I'll be able to write it in screaming capital letters because, that is phenomenal. That's a big thing. Not many students in Kenya will be able to reach there. Most of the students in Kenya, whenever they see these kind of questions, their work is to stare at the ceiling board. And then, of course, it's crazy for them. If you're able to reach there, I'll be able to attract the attention of the examiner through whichever means. So value of the call option. Value of the call option. So remember that value of the call option, already there is someone who has that answer already. These guys are geniuses. So to get value of the call option, I will always, in this case, ladies and gentlemen, remember my best subject in high school. It is PE. ND1, ND2, divide this by E raised to RT. E raised to RT. So then remember, E raised to RT has always to be done separately. E raised to RT must always be done separately. So E raised to RT, so we have E. What is our R? Risk-free rate. Are you able to remember it? Risk-free rate. Are you able to remember the risk-free rate? The risk-free rate, please help me. Thanks, Joy. 0.06. So 0.06, and then we know that the time is 0.5. I can even go ahead and multiply this separately, because that is also a possibility. So I can go ahead and multiply. So this times this is 0.03 to avoid usage of brackets. If I hate brackets, I can multiply. First of all, remember, it's even called body mass. Remember body mass, this O stands for order. O stands for order, where order are indices. So go and pick those indices and multiply first. Pick those indices and multiply them first. So in this case here, according to Celine, it is 1035. This is 1035 with a decimal there. That is E raised to RT. Now, ladies and gentlemen, after that, my role this evening is simply tonight, is to come here and now get the value, plug in the numbers. So we plug in the numbers. We are plugging in the numbers. We are plugging in the numbers. So we are plugging in the numbers. Let's plug in the numbers. So then what do we have here? We have value of a call being equal to the spot. Are they able to remind us what the spot rate was from the question? Is there somebody who can remind us what this current price is? 2.9. ND1, I know what ND1 is. Great Ninja, 73. 73. Oh, 57. 57. Minus excess price, I can't remember what the excess price is. Are you able to remember the excess price? So I'm being told by Joy here, 2.6 times ND2. ND2 is 0.63. ND2 is 0.63. 68. 68. All over E raised to RT. E raised to RT, which is 1.0305, like that. So then, ladies and gentlemen, are you able to come here and give me the value of the call option? One stroke of the pen, you are entering those numbers in your calculator like a bright ninja. So on. So 2.9 times. You should never fear. You know, there are students who are really very fearful, full of fear. They're so keen. I mean, if the method is right, even if I get the final answer wrong, so what? I'll still get almost all the marks. So I'll never fear. I can't even keep on repeating these things. So times 0.7357 minus 2.6 times 0.6368 divided by 1.0305. 05, and then I say equals. So in this case, is there anybody who is able to get 0.5 to 69? I think I could be wrong, but it doesn't matter. I'm right. VC is like that. VC is like that. Thank you so much. Now from there, ladies and gentlemen, please, I would want you to listen to me very well. After I get this VC thing, now I'm at home. At home, dry. Clean and dry at home. Now the last thing will be for me to come here and get what we call value of a put option. Value of a put option. Chonjo, great. So come here and give us the value of the put. Value of the put. So we have here VP. Remember, you are the seller, so put option probabilities don't apply. Put option, we are certain of the prices, so probabilities don't apply. Normally, what I tell my students here, for you to be able to see how I'm getting the put option, I must have the value of the call option. So then here, what I will do, I will come and pick a value of the call. Is that okay? Value of the call. So I make value of the call the subject of the formula. No, I make VP. But I'll be able to take value, I start with the value of the call. And then I pull the other. So I'll come and say minus P. So remember, this P is a spot. I'm not bringing in probability. Here it was positive. On the other side, it will be negative. And then I'll come and say plus E all over E raised to RT. So remember, we take here. To get, ladies and gentlemen, put is a function of value of the call. Put is a function of value of the call. So we shall come and start with the value of the call here, and then we take this to the other side. So it becomes minus P. We will always leave out the probabilities. Here, this was a negative. Now it becomes plus, but now with everything except the probabilities. So then come and in this case, you do what here? You substitute. So is there somebody who is able to substitute there? And then we get. Is there somebody who is able to substitute there? And then we get this. We get this. Anybody who is able to substitute there? And then we get this. Anybody who is able to substitute there? And then we get this live. We are getting these things live. We are getting these things live. All right. So the gentlemen, then what do we have here at the end of the day? Remember, at the back of that book, you have your answers there. You have your answers there at the back of the book. You have your answers there. Unfortunately, they never got to finish the entire question to the put. They only did the option price here, but you can see every other thing. I mean, every other thing here in this example 3, including the one that you got 0.52. 0.52, and then they took this as 52 cents. For you, just write it as 0.52. That is the value of the option, value of the option. And then, of course, after you get the value of the option, that is call option, then to be able to get the value of the put, you will come here and get the value of the call, which is 52.69 minus the spot price. The spot price, you guys have given me a figure of 2.9. Plus the exercise, was the exercise 2.6? I hope so. Divided by this E raised to RT. So 1.0305, like that. So then if I do it this way, I'll be able to get the value of the put. So what are we getting as the value of the put? What are we getting as the value of the put? Abracadabra, great ninjas, 0.1499, 0.1499, 0.1499, 0.1499, 0.1499. And when they bring this kind of a question, like they have brought it severally, ladies and gentlemen, it's normally a straightforward question. But so many students will not attempt it because they fear options. My students shall not fear options. Or rather, if you're fearing the options, fear them now and ask as many questions as possible. We shall not fear options in the exam time. So, ladies and gentlemen, I would want to go to the last section with your permission. Fearless, yes, with your permission. I would want to go to the last section of these options. Are they ready for the last section? Are they ready for the last section? We call it the real options. If you look at your syllabus, topic number 1, we have what the examiner wants us to teach you guys under capital budgeting. Under capital budgeting, we have what we call the real options. Under capital budgeting, we have what we call the real options. Under capital budgeting, we have what we call the real options. So I'm going to connect this with my real options. So real options. Why are we calling them real? Why are we calling them real? Every other definition will remain, like options. Of course, these are financial instruments where in this case here, they hold a blah, 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 blah. That will hold. But whenever we talk of real options, ladies and gentlemen, it will be very important for us to appreciate here that these are used. These are financial instruments. They are financial instruments used in capital appraisal projects, i.e. projects with NPV calculations. That's how easily you remember this. They are real life. These are financial instruments used in capital appraisal projects, i.e. projects with the NPV calculations. So you have NPV and then you're told there's an option to expand. There's an option to delay. then in this case here, you have to compute this using the concept of real options. Now they are real life options. So for you, then you'll have to go to this particular book. So this particular book, ladies and gentlemen, you shall be able to go to this particular book and search for, you simply come here and search for real options. Yani wewe ni real options. It's like it's here. This ninja is here. It's chapter 14. Right there, chapter 14, page number 67, because we don't want to write a lot of notes here. So chapter 14, real options. With your permission, ladies and gentlemen, we are reading that. Would you want some little break? Ladies and gentlemen? Of course, I know you guys are still young. Your backbones are still soft. Mtu ananiambia hata kitovu inaweza kuwa kitovu ijakauka mzuri. Kwa sasa hii kama sisi chuma ya kitambo. Kama nimekuwa nikisimama throughout mchana, nikikuja ile time ya break nikafunza odi throughout. Nikisema mimi ni chuma ya kitambo. Ile chuma ambayo imebarikiwa. So would you want some break in between? A 7 minutes break? 10 minutes break? 7 minutes. What I would want us to do, ladies and gentlemen, for heaven's sake, let's just do a 3 minutes break. And over these 3 minutes, I would want you guys to do me a favor. Are you guys able to stand up? And then we do, in this case, here, some small exercises. Breathe in exercises. You stand up. In this case, here, breathe in exercises. You stretch a little bit. Try to imagine, in this case here, those fruits. You know, we have got fruits, kwa kiswahili tunaziita parachichi, tikitiki maji. Unajua hizo tena zikiongezeka kwa big sizes. Tuko na parachichi, tuko na tikitiki maji. Yote ni aina ya matunda. Unajua inafika time, kwanza kama unafanya like 4 papers, unaangalia LM, unasema LM wacha ikae kwanza. Wacha ni concentrate na AFM. Ukishika AFM, unaona changanyikiwa kidogo, unarudi ile. Hakuna subject ambayo sio important. Yote ni matunda. And all of them in this case are what is important. We must timetable our subjects and of course follow our plan to the end. So 3 minutes, we are doing some little exercises. As we do these little exercises, we don't mind you guys putting on your cameras. Imagine I've never seen your faces. Yeah, you put on your camera. Tuone unafanya mazoezi namna gani. Aha, there's a ninja here who is putting there's a ninja here. Let's get to know each other. I can see Stanley Mosioka there. Stanley, today you had issues to do with your sound. I was at RCM today. You should have called me for a great lunch. All right. So, our manager, Richard Otuora, I can see you there. All right. Selena, I can see you there. Great. These guys, you need to see these guys. We have Yvonne. Yvonne amejificha kwa giza hataki tumuone. Yvonne ni mjanja. We have, in this case, I can see another ninja ameka. Yeah, at least Celine. At the back there, somebody is doing practice there. So what I don't know, we need to work him. I can see Maina Mudhoni. Great. I can see Onderi. I'm teaching his son. As well. His son is in Form 4. It was my Bluetooth. I'm sorted now. I can see Raphael Kalich. Great. I can see Sam. I can see Cecilia. Great. So it means that you guys mulitoka tu job mukaingia kusoma. Mungu awabariki sana. Because the way I'm seeing you guys, I can see Cecilia there. I can see Wilfrida. Great. Now the 3 minutes are over. Then we have Gavava. This governor guy. Is that your real name, Gavava? Is that your real name, Mama? Ni nickname? Is it your real name? All right. Thank you so much. So the 3 minutes are over. We've stretched, and I believe I can see Thitu. At least Thitu now I have known Thitu. This is the second time I'm seeing Thitu. Barke Abdul, I've never seen you. Barke, I've never seen your face. Barke Abdul, I've never seen your face. I've never seen your face. There are people here I've never seen, like this guy calling himself admin. I've never seen his face. So many people here. We shall overcome, okay. We shall overcome, okay. Kamera imekataa. Uongo. Faceless. I have to use the expressway so that I can, oh, okay. Can't imagine to miss AFM class. But at least here we are. Here we are. Here we are. Thank you so much. Now let's continue, ladies and gentlemen. There's something to do with these real options. Let's continue, ladies and gentlemen. Let's continue, ladies and gentlemen. Let's continue, ladies and gentlemen. Something to do with these real options. So we are told here, so a real option relates to project appraisal. We are told here, types of real options, there are normally 4. In order to explain the different types of real options, we list them in full together with a brief illustration of the idea. So we have types of options. There are normally 4 types of real options. We call them types of real options. There are 4. Number 1, we have option to delay. We have option to delay. That's number 1. And then number 2, we have, ladies and gentlemen, if you go down there, we have option to expand. Option to expand. Option to expand. Then we have option to deploy, or option to abandon, or option to abandon fast. Option to abandon. Option to abandon. And then lastly, we have in this case here option to do what here? Option 2. You can see down here. Option 2. Option 2. Redeploy resources. Option to redeploy. Redeploy. Option to redeploy resources. Now, ladies and gentlemen, what you're supposed to know as we wind up with this topic, when we talk of option to delay, you see at the end of the day, even if you're delaying, you will have to buy. So delay option is a buy option. So this is a buy option. And a buy option will always be a call option. So in a question, whenever you hear of them talking about, this is an option to delay a project, then you will always calculate VC. You will not go beyond VC. But of course, if you get so much confused, then calculate VC and the VP. When they talk about, ladies and gentlemen, in this case here, option to expand, so I'm being given, if it's a supermarket, they'll tell me you that go and acquire this supermarket on a lease. And after you acquire this supermarket on a lease, ladies and gentlemen, what do? They'll come and tell you that in future you have an option to expand. You can be given more space. So you'll be buying more space. So again, this is a buying option. So this is a call option. This is a call option. A call option. How about this option to abandon? So when you abandon a project in between, you are basically going to, it's a road you are given, and then you reach a place and then you realize that, hey, I cannot continue. Then you'll be able to give it back, say, to the government. And the government will be able, if they are willing, will be able to give you something. So it's like you're selling. It's like you are selling. It's like you are selling. It's like you are selling. You are selling. It's like you are selling. Opocomos are few. What do you mean? Oh, okay. Then that is very good. So Pocomo, these are Costarians. These are Costarians, okay. I know they're good people. Very good people. Very good people. So anytime we talk about option to abandon, ladies and gentlemen, just know you are doing what here? It's like you are giving out. You will be given something in return. Just like, for example, Muzama abandoned the family, the first family. I'm using a bad example here. So they did something very bad. He went back for the cows. I don't know what kind of hatred was that, but he went and said, hey, you guys niwaletea ng'ombe ngapi siku ile tukiwa hivi na hivi na hivi, nipeni ng'ombe zangu. So you abandon, you'll be given something. A bad example. So in this case, ladies and gentlemen, abandonment is a put option. 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 Kuna wanaume ambao tuko na shida. Iko wanaume tuko na shida. Hata ukikosana msana kidogo, hata ile mtu zawadi ulikuwa umemnunulia kidogo kidogo namna hiyo. Unamwambia nataka zawadi yangu yo. Kama ni earring, toa. Hiyo ndio saa abandonment. Yeah. It's like you are selling. Yeah, bad example. So if you are selling, remember put option is all about selling. Whenever you're selling anything, it's called a put option. If you remember when we started, we said that there are two types of options. We have call option, it gives you the right to buy, to expand. Put option, it gives you the right, in this case, here to do what you have to sell. You are abandoning things. You are redeploying things. So also this redeploy is the same as what here is the same as the put option. This redeploy is the same as the put option. Same as the put option. So ati simu mnulia simu, atasema ukimpata na kuchita hiyo simu na mnyang'anya simu. Is that fair? Is that fair? Is that fair? Wewe tenda wema, alafu nenda zako. Hiyo ingine itakuwa sasa wewe tenda wema tu nenda zako. Ukitaka amani kwa hii dunia, hakuna haja fight over small things. No. Hiyo ulimbariki. Wacha iende, ni kama tu hiyo pesa ulikuwa nayo ingeibiwa, ungefanya nini? Ungefuata mwizi kumchapa? Hakuna. Wacha iende. Wacha iende. So the most important thing, like redeployment, when we are getting resources, for example, I've got two departments. We have, in this case here, ACC department, we have CPA lecturers here. So if we see that ACC is not doing very well, then I can redeploy these lecturers to a different department. So I sell them away. So then this becomes what here? A put option. This becomes a put option. This becomes anytime. Great. We shall overcome. We shall overcome. So then, ladies and gentlemen, if you allow me, I'll be able to look at this example as the last example, and then I allow you guys to go and sleep, and you'll be able to sleep happy people because you have covered so many things today. And I really pray that they'll be able to stick in your mind. So we are told here Warsaw PLC is considering a new project which requires an outlay of 10 million and has an expected LPV of 2 million. However, the economic climate over the next few years is thought to be very risky, and the volatility attaching to the net present value is 20%. Warsaw is able to delay. Please look at that. Warsaw, they are given an option to start today or the delay. Warsaw is able to delay commencing the project for 3 years. The risk-free rate of return is 6%. So they want us to estimate the value of the option to delay the start of the project for 3 years using Black-Scholes option pricing model. Not many students can get this right, because many students are normally used to situations where they're given like the spot rate is this amount, excise price is this amount. Here now they're giving you this in the style of NPV. Not many students will be able to get this right. So these are those kind of questions that will show you what we call nearest bad. Nearest bad. Kids will be able to understand that very well, because nearest bad is the one that wears some goggles. If you see it in the morning, it means what? Here, bad luck to the family. I don't know whether nearest bad is what these other tribes call what? The old, yes. The bad omen bad. It has got, in this case, a bad omen. When you see it, so that these are the kind of questions when you see them in an exam. If you're not bright enough and brave enough, you'll start sweating. Yeah, from the wrong places. You start sweating. And yet they are very easy questions, really. They're very easy questions. The first thing, ladies and gentlemen, that I will be able to pick here. Well, okay, great. There are many things that I can learn from you guys. How I wish we had time. How I wish it was those good old days when we used to do one section in 6 months. It used to be lovely. Nowadays, CPAs have a lot of pressure, lots of pressure. But again, it's good to finish these things. We finish them. We finish them. Bora foreign. Ikiwa foreign, bora hiyo. Let's finish this. Now, ladies and gentlemen, please listen and listen to me very well. This is not something that will scare me. Have they said it's Black-Scholes equation? They have said it's Black-Scholes equation they want us to use. So then I'll be able to pick, especially when they don't give me formulas, I'll be able to pick few marks by writing D1 and D2 formula. So I will write this majestically without fearing. So we are saying here, I'll write here. I'll come and say here, this is an option to expand. And therefore, it is what type of an option? If it's an option, not to expand, but delay, it's an option to delay. It's an option to delay. So what type of an option is this? Is it a call option or a put option? To delay, but at the end of the day, you will buy. Delay, but at the end of the day, you will buy. So in this case, ladies and gentlemen, what we have here is a call option. Call option. We have already swept the examiner off his feet live. It's a call option. From there, ladies and gentlemen, I will be able to move very fast and write for the examiner black scores. Black scores, black scores. So we start with the D1. We start with the D1. Is there somebody now who can write the D1 formula without opening some pages? You know, the students who are always used to opening pages here. They love more Kenyans. They love more Kenyans. Let's see Naomi saying, yes, Mwalimu, I will be able to get this value. Thank you, Naomi. Yvonne done. So D1 is Napierian logarithm or natural logarithm, P over E. All right, plus R plus the variance over 2 multiplied by T. Imagine, so zingine the devil is a liar. Mwanafunzi amekumbuka hii formula paka hapa lakini anasahau T. Anasahau T. That must be the devil himself, which is very bad. Very bad. We shall always have what here? Grace during our exam period. We shall always have sufficient grace. So divide this by the standard deviation, root of time. Now, in terms of real options, now this will not be like a stock price. In terms of real options, this P will stand for present value of future cash flows. Present value of future cash flows. So this will stand for present value of future cash flows. Present value of future cash flows, yes. So is there somebody who is able to see this present value of future cash flows in this question? Is there anybody who is able to see present value of future cash flows? Present value of future cash flows. Present value of future cash flows. Is there anybody who is able to see the present value? I'm so sure nobody is able to see this. I'm so sure in this case here now, everybody's eyes are really contracting. Everybody is in this case here thinking about their beds now. They're not able to see things that are even obvious. Let me give them 1 minute. They tell me what the present value is. They tell me what the present value is. If you're not seeing 12, then you have a problem. The answer is 12. The answer is 12. If you are seeing 2 million, then for sure, now your eyes have become very small, like the Chinese's eyes. Chinese's eyes. Because I never spoke of NPV. It is NPV that is 2. Here, remember, it is present value. P over E. P is present value, not NPV. But fortunately, we know that NPV equals PV, cumulative cash flows, right? Total present value minus initial outlay. So the NPV is 2. PV is what we do not know. And unfortunately, we know the initial outlay is 10. Don't we? We know the initial cost is 10. We know the initial cost is 10. We know the initial cost is 10. And remember now, you miss out on something small like that. Again, the entire, your D1 will be wrong. Your D2 will be wrong. Value of a call option will be wrong. If it was a put option, even the value of the put option will be wrong. So unless you get an examiner who is willing to, sympathize with you a little bit or empathize with you a little bit and put some correct there, you will end up getting 1 out of 10. And yet you are a very bright student. Yeah, here they have told us, ladies and gentlemen, they want present value, not NPV. So they have given us NPV. So then in that case here, come and take this 10 to the other side. So it will be 2 plus 10 equals PV. Therefore, PV will be equal to who? PV will be equal to 12. Are we able to see that now, all of us? Are we able to see this, all of us? Understood. Thank you very much. Understood. So we have the present value being equal to 12. Then remember here, this is exercise price. So the exercise price to us in these real optional questions will be like the cost of the project. If I'm given go ahead to invest, how much am I going to incur to exercise, to be able to get the right, to be able to delay this project? Even if I delay it in 10 years, when it comes to execution, then how much cost will I incur? It is the same as initial outlay, yes. It is the same as initial outlay, yes. So initial outlay, ladies and gentlemen, here, 10. And then now every other thing now remains the same. Every other thing remains the same. So then I expect you guys to go ahead and give me D1. You give me D2. And remember, this question is ending at what year? At the value of the call. Value of the call. And then we'll be able to get all the marks. That will be so nice. So is this something that we can create time and do? Is this something that we can create time and do? Is this something that we can create time and do? All right. All right. Of course, I'm so sure there are ninjas in this case, ladies and gentlemen, who don't take some of these things seriously. They don't know where we have now reached. This is the exam area. So even when you tell them just do something small, their body will always show them other things. All right? That the body, or rather, the mind is willing. I'm willing to do this thing, but the vessel is weak. The vessel is weak. Who am I? The vessel is weak. The vessel is weak. E, excess price. E, the excess price, which in this case here happens to be what year? 10. Now you can see ninjas are asking very good questions there. Excess price is the initial outlay. In real options, exercise is the initial outlay. Now, ladies and gentlemen, volatility, yes. You guys, how could you forget this? We have said this severally, that standard deviation is also known as what your volatility. It's a measure of spread. It's a measure of spread. I'm so sure there must be some ninjas who would want us to do like this entire question. Who would want us to do like this entire question, but I'm not doing it. I'm not doing it. I would want to try you guys. You do it yourselves. You do it yourselves, if possible tonight. And then, of course, as usual, you post your answers in our WhatsApp groups. And of course, where we have reached, ladies and gentlemen, I also don't admire your lifestyles. I'm so sure right now it's chaotic. Iko wimbo ile mnaimba kama vijana wadogo, ile vijana wadogo mnaimba, mimi napita mahali hata kwa matatu nasikia wimbo namna hii. Unasikia leo sisikii kitu kingine nasema. Lakini unasikia nimesema nasikia wa, nasikia we, nasikia we. Yaani sasa hapo tunasikia. Hapo tunasikia. But at the end of the day, with a proper plan, you will overcome, trust in me. You will pass. With a proper plan, you will be able to pass. You will be able to pass. So if we call this class like to an end, will it be in order? Will it be in order? Will it be in order? Look at these guys inboxing me that mwalimu ni mkora. Mkora wapi? Do I even have that time you mkora? Look at this person. Some of these things you just get to hear them. You get to hear them. And some of them make sense. They make sense. You can imagine, like, for sure, somebody who is doing 4 papers right now. How is your head? How is your head like as we speak? You're doing 4 papers. You have a very serious family. I mean, like 3 or 4 kids with a great husband and a very good job with 4 papers. How are you feeling? It's not easy. But remember, if I were you, I would not even be doing like what most of you are doing, like going to pass papers, trying. No. I will stick with what the teacher teaches, with what I understood. What I understood even in those initial, I will revise my revision. You know, I talk about revising your revision. You keep on revising what you know. You keep on revising what you know, like that. And then, of course, the newer concept that the teacher teaches, if you hear this is something nice, like now this one is something nice, you go with it. You go with it. But if you are trying again to look now for consolidation questions, your own questions, cash flow, your own questions, which you don't even have answers, you are troubling that head of yours. You are a disaster. You are doing your head, in this case, injustice. Your exams will come from these things. Always stick by the lane that mwalimu is on. You will come to thank me. You will come to thank me. You will come to thank me. Not easy. Not easy. Confirm T is 3. Yes, T is 3. Not easy. Nasikia ololo, yeah, yeah. And you can imagine now, Stanley, you are a young man because I know you. You don't have a family, but I know you're working. But at least you're a man who do not have, in this case, a lot of what you obligate. What of a lady now here who has quite a huge family, 3, 4 kids, a husband, and of course, a job. And here they're doing 4 papers. It's not easy, but at the end of the day, all of us, we do not have really any reason to fail. We must, in this case, here, do what here? We must pass. You must work as hard as me. I'm working so hard. I'm working so hard. I'm working so hard. So you need to double your effort and you will overcome. You'll overcome. Otherwise, thank you very much. And I wish really to disappear. I can see already guys are not even listening to my stories. Guys are already getting numbers. These guys are serious. The good thing with the RCM college, I mean, we get very serious students. We get very serious students. You can see what BMM is saying, that is volatility the same as variance. That concept of VV, maybe that is Gababa now. VV, no. Volatility is always the same as standard deviation. Volatility is standard deviation. So at the end of the day, ladies and gentlemen, bye. See you tomorrow. We shall be able to discuss more about, although Saturday, I would wish to be free. I always need to be free, like one day of the week. One day of the week, I need to be free. Remember, I'm still a young man, isn't it? Yeah, I need to take like kids a little bit here and there. Yeah. So I also need to be free. So tomorrow I'll not be able to do any class. And I would rather even shift all my classes here to Sunday so that I can also get time for family. I get time for family. All right, correct, yes. Answer my question. I can't see it. I can't see your question, Naomi. Where is it? Where is it now? So if they don't provide, in this case here, if they don't provide the tables, we are the ones in this case here who are those bad manners long time ago. Where in this case here we were disturbing students a little bit, we were setting a question, then we're not giving any. Nowadays we'll be given tables. Nowadays it's Mondays we'll be given tables. So I don't have to teach you guys how to get these values using what here a calculator. You want us to show you guys how to get these values using a calculator? In the first place, you don't even have those calculators. You don't have those calculators. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. I beg to now run away officially. I beg to run away officially. And please, I'll be sharing this video with you if you never understood it very well, because it's already on Facebook. So I'll put it on my YouTube account and show you are subscribing and show you are commenting. Today, at least I've seen a few people commenting there. Those are great ninjas. Black ninjas don't comment anything. They only enjoy and run away. No. Good night. Bye-bye. Bye. Great.